Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and look at this beautiful card we're gonna make. This is so pretty. It features our new bundle called, let me grab it here, Arrange a Wreath. And it's a beautiful stamp set. And what I love about this is how versatile it is. We've got a leaf that we can use for fall. We've got hearts. We've got flowers. We've got Easter eggs. We've got pears. We've got a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, literally everything we need is in here. So I'm so excited about this stamp set. And then it's got some really nice sentiments as well. And the dies that come with it are also really great. There's a bow, again, the hearts and eggs and partridge, pear tree, pears. Of course, then it cuts out all the shapes. There's a beautiful heart. There's a beautiful poinsettia, and then some little flowers. And what I love is they gave you multiples of several of these things, so that's great too. Okay, so let me show you how I put this card together because I've got some good tips and tricks for you. First of all, I'm starting with a crumb cake card base. And by the way, we're going to also create a pretty little treat holder to coordinate with this. So I'm going to start with my crumb cake card base and fold this burnish. I also went ahead and used my, Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and look at that gorgeous texture that I embossed on this. I just love it. And I'm going to take this, and then I've die cut these two wreaths, this one out of Vellum and this one out of Whisper White cardstock. And I love how you can really create a beautiful layered look with such ease using this amazing suite, or bundle, I guess I should say, sorry. Okay, so I've got my silicone mat here, and you know this is one of my favorite little tricks, is to take some liquid glue, squeeze that out here onto my little sheet, and then I'm going to use a Stampin' Sponge and put some glue on the back to adhere this vellum down. The great part about this is the adhesive doesn't show, and even better is I'm not covered in it when I'm done. So let me set that aside here. And I'm just going to center this on my card base so that, or my panel, my embossed panel. This was 4 by 5 1/4 that I embossed, and then you can see that's adhered down nicely, and I'm not full of glue, which makes me real happy. Then I also, like I said, I die cut this, and look at the leaves even have some texture on them, which is so cool. So I'll take and do the same here. I'm just going to dab on some adhesive in a few spots. And once again, we'll place it on right on top. And really you just put it on top, and you're good to go. Oh, how awesome is that? So I just love the look of this. Now, of course, from here, you could decorate with any color. I chose to use some Blushing Bride. So I die cut 2 of the large flowers and 2 of the small flowers in my Blushing Bride cardstock. And I'm going to adhere those to my card with some glue dots because that's just easy. Easy peasy. Oh, but first, I love texture. So we've embossed the background. Now I'm just going to wiggle each of these petals with my kind of fingernails just to get a little texture, a little dimension on here. And then I'll take and just adhere that down. Do the same thing here. I'm not going to do it to the little flowers because they're pretty small, but at least these 2 larger flowers can have a little bit of that texture and dimension, and it just gives it such a cute little shabby chic look. Now I think this card is perfect for a wedding, but of course it would work for anything, an anniversary, a birthday card, even a sympathy card, whatever you might need. That's what I love about this set, is it really has a lot of versatility built into it. Okay, you can see I added those flowers, and of course we need to embellish. I mean, hello. So So I've got my elegant faceted gems. These are so beautiful. They come sticky backed, which is my favorite. You can even color them with your Stampin' Blends if you want different colors. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and just use this to scooch off a couple. I'll put the larger ones in the centers over here. And these ones kind of have a white iridescent-y, pearlescent-y sheen, which I think is really pretty. You can see, look at how gorgeous those are, but they're pretty minimal. They're not real big, so they aren't going to leave like a huge bump in your card, which is wonderful. Okay, I also want to take a little bit of linen thread and add a bow to this. Nothing huge, just a little something to kind of fancy it up. And when I do that, I'll take and roll up one of my glue dots into a log, and then I can just kind of stick this bow right onto my card like that. Oh, cute as can be. Now I want to add my sentiment, and like I said, this stamp set has some great sentiments. I'm going to use some Crumb Cake ink and stamp Best Wishes. And because this has a little dimension, I'm not rocking this, I'm just kind of wiggling it, not moving it, just wiggling it to make sure I get a good impression on that textured background, and it looks fantastic. Okay, so all that I need to do is adhere this to my card base. So for that, I'm going to take a little bit of my seal. And by the way, a tip I've kind of learned is to tip this up and then just let it release like so, and that seems to work really nicely. All right, I'll place this on here, and then of course one more little touch that we need to do is add some clear wink of Stella. Now one of these is like about out. Oh, not this one. So I'm just gonna smack this onto my card, and then I'll get some beautiful spritzes of clear wink of Stella on here, and look at how pretty that is. So gorgeous. Now I wanted to create a little coordinating treat to go with this, and I didn't have a whole lot of stuff on hand, so here's what I came up with. First of all, I've got a piece of cardstock that is, I believe, 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to score this at, let's see, at 3 1/2. Okay, so score at 3 1/2. And this is going to create a little treat pouch. Okay, I've got also one of these little gusseted bags. And so I've got some jelly beans that are the perfect color. These, by the way, are Jelly Belly Strawberry Shortcake jelly beans, in case you needed to know. They're also, by the way, super yummy. So we'll just have one. Just one. Okay. So I'll dump in as many as I'm feeling. It doesn't have to be a ton, just a few to put in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna just kind of fold this down. And actually, this is too many. I'm gonna take some of these out. You really don't need a ton, which is great, because Jelly Bellies aren't the cheapest. Just saying. And we're going to cover some of this up, so it's just a little treat. This would make a great wedding favor. So I've got my little pouch, and what I'm going to do is actually staple this. And then this way it stays sealed, so any little stapler will work great. It stays sealed, and then we can decorate the little pouch. Now for that, I die cut my wreath again. Now this time I'm just going to do the one layer. And I'm just having it go kind of off the side. But I wanted this to be really pretty. So I'm going to actually add in one more stamp set. It's called the Palette Thoughts stamp set. It's a really pretty shabby chic type of set, and I just love this. It's a great background. So I'm going to take that background image, and let me grab some paper to protect my work surface. We're just going to stamp that right on here in some Crumb Cake ink. So I'll ink this up and stamp this down. Now, if you want to make sure you keep everything nice and neat, just grab yourself a little Post-it action. And I'll actually need 2 just to get all the way across. And then that way your design will only be on the front side of your flap and not anywhere else that you might not want. Okay, so got that stamped nicely. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Okay, so that looks fantastic. And then I'm going to add to it that partial wreath. So once again, I'll pull out my little silicone mat and some more liquid glue and my sponge. Okay, and I'm not going to need the adhesive to be everywhere. Just kind of on some of these. Oh, it kind of moved on me. Hopefully I didn't get too much adhesive on here. Okay, so we'll put this on here like so. And we're just going to tap a little bit of glue right there because we want to make sure it's adhered nicely to our little treat holder. Okay, now I'm going to snip off the excess. Like so. And then this is a really great trick. On any of my stamp sets, if I die cut extra pieces, I just keep them in the stamp set with a clear envelope. We sell these clear envelopes in our catalog. And so I had a couple extras of these little flowers. So I'm going to grab these and add them to my wreath like so. And then I can add my cute little gems too. So now everything is so pretty. We've got the shabby chic. This would be so perfect for like a barn wedding. Oh my gosh. Like seriously, this would be cute. Okay, and of course, you know we got to put a gem in there. just as soon as I figure out where they went. Right under my card. Okay, so we'll put a couple of those little gems. And, oh, where has everything gone? I don't know where my little poker, I'll take your pick tool is. Aha, here we go. I hate when that happens. I'm sure none of you guys ever lose anything in your stamping space, right? I mean, obviously, we're like as organized as can be. Okay, so that looks really awesome. Now I'm going to take a little sentiment from one of my favorite sets. This is Itty Bitty Greetings. And we could do a lot of different things here. We could do celebrate. If maybe this is a little shower treat, that would be super cute. So you could do that. Best wishes, congratulations, anniversary, you're engaged. I mean, that might be fun. So forever and always, there's so many different options for this, even sweet baby, depending on what kind of event you're at. But I kind of like, what was the other one I wanted? What if we put, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm stressing over this. Forever and always. Why not? Forever and always is good. So let me just pull that, stamp, and then we'll stamp this. Now this time, instead of our crumb cake, we want it to be a little darker. You can use soft suede or early espresso. Either one of those will work. I'm going to use early espresso. And we'll just stamp that right on here in the corner. Like so. Oh, I got it a little on my leaf, but that's okay. All right, and then the last thing I'm going to do is adhere this into my card. Now for this, I'm going to take some of my Seal Plus and just run a line of that, probably in a couple of spots, to be honest, because that will really hold it in here nicely for me. And one thing I love about this Seal Plus is it's super sturdy. Now the last thing I'll do to really just kind of make it amazing, because we want it to be amazing, right, is take and tie a little bit of linen thread around the top of my card, or of my treat. And then this will also hold the flap down. But the nice part is they can get their treat out without having to like full on ruin this thing, you know? So again, this would be such a sweet little favor for a shower or a wedding or some kind of anniversary party. I mean, really anything, but. And then of course, if you wanted it to be a little bit more seasonal, you could use some of the different coordinating images that are in the stamp set. So we've got the hearts, we've got the Easter eggs, we've got Christmas. I mean, anything is possible with this, which is what I love about our stamp sets when they're so versatile like that. Okay, so I've got that tied on here. Let me just scooch it down a little to hold that in place. And a sweet treat with a beautiful card. So I hope you loved these projects. Of course, if you'd like to shop my online store, you can get these items. All of the links are included in the description of this video, and they're also on my blog, and the link to that is also in the description of this video. The other thing that's really exciting I wanted to tell you about is I have my July summer Stampapalooza is coming up, and we are going to feature this bundle in that class. It's like a retreat in a box, and it is amazing. If you're interested in more information about that, please drop me a line or private message me. I'm happy to answer your questions and get you registered, and I will actually be doing a video about that shortly, just to kind of explain everything. I talked about it in my live earlier this week, if you caught that. Also, don't forget to like my video, and don't forget to subscribe. There's a little box in the corner here for you, and then you won't miss any other awesome videos in the future. Thanks so much for stamping with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.